Right, I think that's us done for Holme Fell.
It's a long super reel, this, isn't it?
Oh no. Welcome back to the channel. I'm in the Lake District, not on my own either, with Steve, with Big Daz and Ginger Captures. I'll put all their links to their Instagrams and YouTubes and everything in the description below. But yeah, we've come to the Lake District for the weekend. Stayed last night at a park up in the Langdale Valley, which is, I think you pay £10, you can basically stay in your van or stay in the car overnight for £10, and there's a pub on site and there's a toilet, so that's fantastic. I think it's a National Trust site. But we've come this morning to the River Brathay and Outer Water. I've got one of my favourite ever shots that I've taken here about a year and a half ago. We've pretty much seen what you can see here. Ideally, I'd like to try and reshoot it again this morning in these sort of more winter conditions, because the last image I took was in summer, so I just wanted to do a bit of a comparison. But the conditions aren't really playing ball this morning. All last night, and even when we woke up first thing this morning, it said there was going to be fog. And we've got here and there's no fog, and the light is really, really flat. So I don't think this is going to work this morning, unfortunately, unless something drastic changes with the conditions. You never know. We'll see what happens. But anyway, it's a beautiful, beautiful location, and there are many more shots that can be had here. I'm going to take this shot anyway, because I'm here, because it's one of my favourite shots. I just want to try and recreate it in some way, and I will pop it on the screen. But it's a beautiful scene, and what it basically got is you've got the river coming in from right to left, leading through to these two oak trees in the background, and just balancing those oak trees against one on the right hand side there, just making a bit of balance in the scene. Just a beautiful, beautiful scene, but it does need the right, perfect conditions for it to work properly. So I'll put this one on the screen, as I say. It's not going to be great, but I'm going to see if I can find something else. You know, there's always a photo to be had. Not the one I wanted, but I'm sure I can frame something up. We have got, one thing I will say, beautiful still conditions. The water is absolutely flat, so you've got beautiful reflections, so I can maybe try and work with that. Then just over this side, you've got Outer Water as well, looking out towards the Langdales. They're currently shrouded in clouds, so that's not going to really work this morning either. But there are options here, and I'll talk you through them. Just framed up another image here, which despite the flat conditions, I think it's going to work because we've got those beautiful reflections. Again, using those two oak trees, I'm putting them pretty much right in the centre of the image, ignoring rule of thirds. Going to opt for, I think, a 4x5 crop on this, just to cut off some of the distractions on the side. There's like a little bush here on the other side of the bank, and then there's some kind of unsightly trees that are just kind of making things a bit messy on the left-hand side. So just going to chop those sides off ever so slightly. But actually, yeah, I think it's quite a nice scene. What I have also done as well, because I'm getting a bit of the sky in the reflection, so I'm thinking I've basically chopped off the top of the tree ever so slightly, but kept the main interest of the trees kind of within the frame. So I think it works out to be quite good. What I might try and do is put a polarizer on, just to see if I can take out some of the glare of this sky and see what that does to the scene. But yeah, I think I'll be quite happy with this one. A little bit of processing maybe, but it's a good, okay image. So I framed up one more shot here, opting for a square crop, looking out towards Coniston Old Man, I believe, and Holme Fell. But then what I really like here, I've got the camera really low, just to try and make the most of these beautiful reflections that we have this morning. This tree on the right hand side, making sure that's in the frame, just adds that extra element, a bit of depth to the scene. And then you've got these two trees on this little mound here, which are kind of blending into the background, so I'm not sure how that's going to look, but yeah, should make quite a nice, simple, square scene. So yeah, it's any good. I'll pop it on the screen. Join's back up with the group now. We're thinking of possibly going up to Holme Fell, because it is shrouded in a bit of mist by the looks of things, so potential to have some interest there. So I'll put this on screen now anyway. Right, so I think we're pretty much done for here now. A bit disappointed, if I'm honest with you. I think I was spoilt the last time I was here, a couple of years ago, but yeah, the conditions just aren't right for this place this morning, unfortunately. But still, nice getting out with some photography friends, and yeah, definitely one to return to in the future. It's an absolutely beautiful location, and it's so easy to get to as well. Just literally a 5-minute walk from the car. So yeah, I think we're going to head up now, as I say, possibly up towards Holme Fell, but I'll let you know more once I've had a chance to chat with the guys. Alright, so we've arrived at Holme Fell. It's about a 10 or 15 minute drive from outer water. The weather conditions do seem to have changed a little bit actually. It's gone a bit more sunny, as you can probably see on my face. Absolutely love Holme Fell though, fantastic location. I've only ever been there a couple of times. I've never really got anything photography wise that I'm particularly happy with, and I don't think that's going to be I don't think that's going to change today. But yeah, going to head some way up Holme Fell and see what we find. One of the things I love about this place is the silver birch. I mean, they're absolutely everywhere, as you can probably just see around me. So yeah, come along, let's go and see what we can find. Got Ginger Captures here and Steve, and Big Daz as well. So come along and let's see what we find. Okay, so we walked up from the Hodge Close quarry, part of the way up Holme Fell, not Holme Fen as Steve keeps calling it, and I came across this beautiful tarn here, and I've got just on the other side there, you've got these silver birch, which really caught our eye because we're getting some lovely side lights on it. Struggling to compose it though, if I'm honest. The reason being, I came at it with the idea of really trying to create a sort of mirror image where I've pretty much got the perfect reflection of the trees. But because of the way that the tarn is sort of shaped and it kind of juts out over this side, it's making it look like the horizon is wonky, basically, even though it's not. So I've actually chose to do something a little bit different. So what I've actually done is I've put only about a third of the reflection in the bottom third and had the full tree and it's sort of the top 2/3. And I think it works out to be quite a nice scene. It looks a bit more balanced. Let me know what you think in the comments. I'm going to put it on screen now. The guys have just started to walk up towards the top of Holme Fell, so I'm going to go and catch up with them and see what we find. But the weather has definitely changed a bit. We're getting little patches of light come through, just had a little rain shower come through, so the weather in these sort of locations changes so quickly, so who knows what we're going to get today. So yeah, come along and let's see what else we can find. Right, made it to the top of Holme Fell, and wow, what a treat. I was messing around down there in the woodland, and these guys shouted at me because basically the light was absolutely kicking off. It started to die off a little bit now, but just getting these breaks through the clouds, the sun coming through over towards the Langdale Valley. Took 2 shots. I've got one kind of the valley leading into Tarn, and you can just see one of the Langdale Pikes, I can't remember the name of it, just poking through the clouds. It's beautiful. And then one over here towards the Old Man of Coniston, and there's this beautiful wall lit up that was just zigzagging towards the top of the Old Man of Coniston, which is shrouded in cloud. That's going to make a really nice shot. What I'll probably do with that one in post is be quite heavy-handed, if you like, with dodging and burning, just to give it that sort of dramatic feel that I got when I was looking at it. So I'll put both of these shots on screen now. Didn't vlog any of it because the light was just changing that quick, but wow, this is absolutely beautiful. Continuing the theme really of using the telephoto lens, I stuck my 100 to 400 on. In at 400mm, I've gone right in on the peaks of the Langdale Pikes there, and there's a lovely bit of light just to the side of the Langdale Pikes, and the cloud is just kind of enveloping really the sort of the top and sort of halfway down the mountain. It's a beautiful, beautiful scene, especially with that little touch of light. I'm not sure I'm going to go black or white with this, black and white or colour, sorry. So, well, whatever I decide to do when I get in post, you'll see. So, yeah, had the drone up as well. I got a shot involving the little tarn down there that we were photographing earlier, and the Langdales in the background. But yeah, just really feeling our boots really, because the light is changing so quickly. It's just reacting to it really. That's all you can do. So, anyway, I'll put these on screen and continue shooting. Okay, so I've still got the telephoto lens on, but I've moved away from the mountains for a moment and actually concentrating on a lot of these silver birch right down in the valley there. Found up a lovely shot, I think, with this the silver birch, which has got this lovely kink to it, which kind of leads into some on the right-hand side, and there's like a big boulder there as well. And there's a couple of other boulders, and I'm just using them to really balance the scene a bit. So I'll put this one on screen. It's quite a nice shot. Not your typical shot from here, I don't think. So yeah. And I think we're going to go somewhere else soon, which is where?
Kelly Old Tarn.
Kelly Old Tarn, apparently. Don't know where that is. Somewhere near Coniston, apparently. So, so yeah, stick with us, and yeah, I'll see you for sunrise at Kelly Old Tarn. Yeah, they're all proper looking after me. Ginger Cat just gave me a beer. And Steve is cooking me a spam and cheese toasty. Living the dream. Right, last stop of the day before we possibly hit the pub and get a drink and some food. Come to Tarn House, I think it's called. Kelly Hall Tarn. I just make up my own names. I've never actually heard of this place until today, so please forgive me. But yeah, from what I've seen of the guidebook that Ginger Capture showed me, it does look beautiful. So come along and let's see what we get. Hopefully we get some good conditions for sunset. Conditions though have really started to clag in quite a bit, so who knows what's going to happen. Really struggling here, to be honest with you, but shooting this scene here with this tree in the background, but you will see in the water here you've got a lot of grasses and stuff that for me are just making the scene just look like a little bit messy. So walked back and forth along the edge of this tarn here, and I found one spot here where there are some grasses in the reflection, but not too many. Might be able to take some of those out in post perhaps. Which is quite nice because you've got the grasses kind of framing the reflection of the tree here. So basically I've got the tree on the left hand third and then getting really low to help with that reflection, make sure they're not intersecting too much with the grasses, as I say, but also making sure that the tree there is not intersecting too much with the fells in the background there. The sky is doing absolutely nothing at the moment, it's just flat white. So yeah, just going to stick it out here really and just see what happens, but yeah, challenging. So I've just done a full circumnavigation of the tarn here, see if I can find a better view looking towards the tree. It really does seem that the best way to get it is from this side because there's so much less distractions on that side of the tarn. Looking back over this way, there's some other trees that look really messy and it's just not going to work. So I'm going to stick with this composition. It's about the best I think I can do this evening. Definitely somewhere to return to though. I mean, as I say, I've seen it in the guidebook Ginger Capture showed me, and in summer you can get like lily pads and stuff here, which look absolutely beautiful. But yeah, I'm going to stick with this. I did contemplate the idea of doing a, how can I term it, a Thomas Heaton shot, which is just shooting some of these grasses and trying to find some patterns there, but they're a bit messy to be honest with you, so that's not going to work. So I'm going to stick with this, see what happens with the weather, and see what happens. Right, so we finally have a bit of mood in the sky, a little bit of texture to those clouds. So I think it's going to be one of them where I'm going to really push the dehaze slider, well, not really push, but push it ever so slightly just to bring back some of that mood. So yeah, we're just having a bit of a chat really, and as I mentioned, I've got this framed up with the tree really on the right hand third leaning in. The tree wouldn't work the opposite way because it'd be leading you out the frame. But really tempted to just flip this in Photoshop, have the tree leading into the frame. Don't know, we'll see. But I'm still thinking black and white for this because it is quite a moody looking scene. So I don't really know until I get back to post, but I'm at the moment definitely thinking monochromatic rather than colour. Okay, so we just had a little pocket of light that came through and it just completely transformed the scene. The reeds that we've got and the grass on the side with a nice sort of rich sort of yellowy colour. So I bagged that shot as well, had a little fly with the drone. So I'm going to have, I think, 2 shots here, both the same composition, but I think one's going to be black and white and also one is going to be colour. I'll put both on screen, let me know which one you prefer. Right, I think we're done for this location. When I first got here, I was a bit negative, to be honest with you. I wasn't really feeling it, just wasn't working for me. But in the end, with this sort of changes in the light that we had, I think we've got a couple of pretty nice images. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this video. As I say, it's been a massive challenge, and I think I've actually really enjoyed that. Trying to find a clean composition. I'm not saying I got one, but I did the best I could with the conditions that I have. So thanks for watching. See you soon. Yeah, quite a nice shot, but as I say, the conditions just aren't very conducive to this this area, to be honest with you. What am I talking about? Let's let that one again. I started off by thinking what I wanted to do was kind of have the perfect reflection, so splitting the image, almost mirror image, can't even speak. Right, so I think that's it.
That's it. Start that again.
Dear me.
Look at you now, isn't it?
Right, so I think that's us pretty much done for Holme Fell. What was I going to say?
Hard white, mate, yeah.
Right, I think that's us done for Holme Fell. Oh, no. Right, so it's been quite a productive afternoon up here on Holme Fell. Hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please give us a like and subscribe. I'll put the links to Ginger Captures and Steve's videos. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm vlogging in front of people.